Good morning everybody, this is Stephen Pugh of the Home Bible College. It's October the 20th and we're looking at the first chapter of Paul's letter to Titus. My password today is found in verse 9, where Paul says, "Holding fast the faithful word as you have been taught, that he may be able by sound doctrine both to exhort and to convince the gainsayers." Now, Paul in this passage is speaking to Titus about the special mission that he has sent him on. He's told him to go to Crete, and there in Crete he is to go to the churches and he is to ordain elders in every city. So these were New Testament churches good enough, but their leadership was lacking and there was not elders appointed. Now elders need to be recognized by the church for their leadership so that they might be able to take some sort of oversight, and also they need to be recognized by the church so that the church can look to them for their leadership. He says, "I've left you in Crete that you should set in order things that are wanting and ordain elders in every city as I appointed thee." And then he begins describing what an elder should be. And when discussing the question of an elder, it is not his theological position that is the primary issue. That is to be assumed. It is assumed that an elder will have a correct theological stand. But Titus is to look at a person's character, and the first thing that he's to look at is that he's to be blameless. There's to be no public accusations of ill repute. He is also to be the husband of one wife. He's to be chaste. He's to be married to one wife. He is to have faithful children, not accused of riot or unruly. For a bishop must be blameless as the steward of God, not self-willed, not soon angry, not given to wine, no striker. Now some people think that these are the very top levels of character, but actually these are the minimum requirements. There's no high limit to godliness, but there is a basic bottom limit. If a man, for example, strikes out at other men, then he is disqualified for being an elder in the church. If he's a man who loves money and is always out to make a buck, then he is not to be welcomed as and recognized as an elder. If he does not give hospitality, if he's not a lover of good men, if he's not sober, just, holy and temperate, then he is not qualified to be an elder of the Lord. And then in verse 9 he talks about his character, and he talks about the various traits that should be in the elder's life. But then in verse 9 he says he is to be a person that holds fast the faithful word. This is a person who's got a grip. He's got a grip on the truth of Scripture, and he's going to hold on to that. He's holding on to the teaching that he has been taught. He hasn't invented this. This is something that comes from the Word itself, but it also comes from his teachers in the Lord. And he is able by sound doctrine both to exhort and to convince the gainsayers. There's two sorts of people he has in view there. He's able to give exhortation to those that live righteously. He's able to encourage them. He's able to give them teaching that will enable them to live a godly and righteous life before God and men. But he's also able to convince the gainsayers. There are always people that will oppose the gospel and the true teaching of the word, and this man is able to convince them, not just oppose them, but he's able to convince them through godly teaching and through godly life he's able to convince the gainsayers. For they are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially those of the circumcision, whose mouths must be stopped. Now they can be stopped in two ways. They can either be stopped by the elders, who will teach in such a way that they are silenced, or they will have to be stopped by being put out of the assembly. He says they subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake. One of them, even a prophet, said that the Cretians are always liars, evil beasts and slow bellies. Paul says, rebuke them sharply, for that they may be sound in the faith. Now, meekness, patience, love, kindness are the characteristics of God's servants, and of the elders in particular. But there does come a time when we need to rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith. We're not to give heed to Jewish fables and commandments of men, which turn men from the truth. You see, unto the pure all things are pure, but unto those that are defiled and unbelieving nothing is pure. Even their mind and their conscience is defiled. They profess to know God, but in their lives they deny him, being abominable and disobedient unto every good work reprobate. So the work of the elders then is going to be very important. They're going to not only give good exhortation to those that love God and to those that live righteously before him, but also they're going to have to enter into the battle against those who are unrighteous and who do not live a life that is pleasing to God. So this is my password for today, verse 9. Holding fast the faithful word. Holding fast the faithful word. God bless you. Look forward to speaking to you again tomorrow. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to like us if you do. God bless you. Bye for now.